Now by Dhesigen Naidoo, CEO of the Water Research Commission. Good evening. Thank you very much for your time, sir. The Water Research Commission, I understand, was actually involved with the Human Rights Commission in putting together this report. And I think that the most chilling thing, apart from the human rights abuses and what people are having to live with, sewage running down the streets, sewage through their homes, through schools, which is utterly unacceptable. But the part in the report where it says, in the absence of timely and effective response from multiple spheres of government, Gauteng's most vital water resource may very well have been irreparably damaged. Are you telling us that we may have permanently damaged the Vaal River system?
Good evening, Sally, and good evening to all of the viewers. No, we have not permanently damaged the Vaal system. The Vaal system is extremely hardworking, and it has been since the late 1800s with the start of mining. But we simply cannot continue to abuse it naturally. We have to put in the remediation measures to start getting a much healthier river for a variety of reasons, not the least of which is that we expect this to get even worse with exacerbating climate change conditions.
What has gone wrong? Is it simply a failure of the municipality to look after the infrastructure that keeps this river clean and flowing?
Look, Sally, that is one of the major findings from the Commission, and this is something that we have been dealing with for a little while now. But in addition to that, in addition to the Water Services Authority, which is the municipality which has quite specific problems, we also have a bunch of other problems that we cannot negate, one of which is there's vandalism. And the vandalism is a traditional vandalism plus new areas of vandalism in this part of the world, including artisanal miners, the Zamazamas, who are violating the sewage system as part of their mining activities. We have the big issue associated with infrastructure maintenance and the availability of funds and capability to ensure that maintenance in the system. But we cannot get away from one of the core issues that was highlighted in the report, and that is the corporate governance mechanism is also something that needs a lot of attention. Because, yes, at the core of it is the municipality, but then there are the various spheres of both provincial and national government and government agencies that need to work much better together to make sure that this operates functionally and gets us in a very different place.
Do you think it's enough for criminal charges to be laid?
The criminal charges are very important because one of the things that the National Water Act had the foresight to put out is that polluting the water resource is a use of the water because you are diminishing its availability for other users in the system. Someone else has to clean it up, therefore you should have to pay. So for those people who are polluting it, the waste discharge charge mechanism should be a deterrent to them not to do that. And for those who persist anyway, criminal charges are indeed one of the important ways to go. But it doesn't solve the overall problem. You still have to deal with the issue of the infrastructure itself. And part of that solution is around money. So the discussions that we've been having over the last year or so around the water tariffs is a really, really crucial one. Because if water doesn't get its tariffing right, if it isn't able to make the investments in the infrastructure, then we have a very similar situation to what we're dealing with energy and electricity that is really possible.
We're also seeing that there's a threat of extinction to some fish in the river system. And, of course, we know that the threat to human life in terms of the pure filth that people are had to live alongside. It's been going on for years. Why has it taken so long for any action to be taken? I know there have been various attempts, but it seems that it's been stymied at almost every opportunity.
Well, you know, you make a very important point because the intervention in Mfuleni has happened with all of the right instruments. You know, there has been government intervention at various spheres of government. There have been private sector partnerships that have come in. For example, the Water Sense initiative involving Sasol. There's been the involvement of the utility in the form of Rand Water. But I think what we're learning now is that we are at the crisis point where we have to have a much better and innovative plan to bring all of that together in the smartest way and not have it in a piecemeal way. The second thing that I have to put onto the plate is that we really have to examine the technology question. Are we in the 21st century satisfied to be continuing to use very old technology like these old sewer systems when we know that the better systems are available already in the form of non-sewage sanitation, which has a much easier mechanism to maintain, which has the possibility of coming in at a much lesser cost, and a good deal of that is actually developed in the South African environment. So it's time to make these really big changes into the system. In addition to that regulatory environment system, you have to have the support system as well.
So it sounds like there could be an opportunity to make proper, good decisions that will be good in the long term. And thank you so much for telling us more about that. That was Dhesigen Naidoo, CEO of the Water Research Commission.